Crack it. Crack it.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it out. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it out.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
And I do believe we are currently live, coming back at you guys. If there's anybody in the chat right now, hello, but welcome back to Overwatch regular season of the MAAC. Today's game is going to be Rider University versus Manhattan. I was going to say college, but university is actually the word behind them. But enough of me being stupid for a second. Let me bring us all in and welcome your casters. As you all know me, I am Ranger, and today I am going to be joined by these two lovely characters. On my left, would you like to introduce yourself, good Sir Dax?
Yeah, I'm the starting tank player for Maris, and I just love playing the game, as I'm sure everyone else does.
Oh, love the game. Questionable, questionable at this point in time. Actually, it is breathing new life with a lot of these changes, so hopefully we
Yeah,
get to see the game we all at least at some point loved come back to life a little bit. But speaking of life, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm like I'm the flex support on Sienna College.
Yeah. That's us, your cast today. There are a couple things guaranteed today in this modern day, and that is death and taxes, and also me being your caster when you're here on this stream, but also probably corked on Junker Queen knowing these teams, that is Ryder and Manhattan. Anyway, speaking of these teams, let's think about it. Now, Dax, I want to highlight you real quick. This is the first time we're having like one of the top players join us for the cast. Not all glaze, let's just say that right now. But give us your thoughts about these two teams. Right now, we've always, in the past couple streams, I've always noted that Manhattan is like the gatekeeper into like the top four, top three teams. Like they're the gatekeeper of the Titans, keeping everybody else below. And Ryder is really doing a good job at pushing themselves up from basically what was 10th up to like potentially being a fifth place team right now. They're doing a lot of work. But like, what is your take on these teams right now?
Yeah, well, I 100% agree with Manhattan being like that fourth place like gatekeeper for everything. Although I feel like with the past games that I've been watching, like when Ryder played Niagara last night, like they're definitely punching up above what they were showing earlier in the season. And I definitely think with the hero perks and everything, I think Quarked on the Junker Queen could definitely pull some upsets out here, and I think they definitely have a good shot. But yeah, I think definitely with the way everything's been going, I think Ryder can definitely punch above the weight class tonight and make this a very interesting game against Manhattan.
Manhattan maintaining their position as that gatekeeper, yes. So even if Ryder does go down here today, I still want to take a look at how they do throughout the entire game and give them as much credit as they can, but that is currently going to be up to them and how they show us what they're going to bring to the table. I'm going to prod Ara so we can get into this game. It does look like we're actually getting... I have not really seen this map be played very commonly, but being started off on it looks like we're going to be going to Samoa. Not... I'm pretty sure Sienna is not picking this map. How about... What is your go-to map, Dex, for starting off?
Well, I think everyone scrims Lijiang Tower, so I mean that's always a good go-to. I really don't feel like there's any bad control points to really go to. Samoa's probably one of the least picked ones, like you were saying, but control is one of my favorite like modes of the game. So I never truly feel like there's a bad one to start out with. Like once you get later in, like push or escort, it starts getting a little sketchy. But control, I think there's no wrong choices.
Flashpoint being one of my least favorite game modes, but yeah, control is a good map choice. Samoa, and we've recently seen the usage of Oasis the other day, especially in that Queenie versus Mount St. Mary's game. Was it interesting to see these maps coming out? I think even yesterday? Nah, it wasn't yesterday. They went to... Don't remember what the Ryder Niagara gameplay. 5 maps, late at night, fries the brain. But
yeah, it was a late night game.
Classic Ryder coming out on that Junker Queen composition. We are going to see the Queen mirror coming in from January this time around. The All-Fan starting off on that Tracer, and Echo, known for that Genji. Not the Echo player his name lives up to be. But just a quick fight. Not even really a quick fight, just a standard fight up here in the brawl. That boop from the Rye guy is going to keep January away from the backline and push him directly into Cork, but nobody is going to fall just yet. Actually, Echo is going to be finding the kill onto lasers, and eventually more and more of Ryder are going to begin to fall. Cork is going to be the second one to do so. And right now, Grizzly putting himself in a bad position. Kowalski eventually gets knifed, but Ryan, the only one to make it out alive. But it doesn't matter when all your team is dead. But the point is just being captured now, so not much loss just yet. Ryder regroups, gets ready for the next fight.
Yeah, I think one of the big things was they tried to go on a little flank on the Sojourn with lasers, and he wasn't able to pick up the pick on Alphan. As both teams get going here on the poke phase.
Just some quick shouts from the Queens. Right now, Grizz is in a bad position, looking to do some damage, but instead he's going to get caught out. Alphan picking up that kill, but Kowalski putting a kunai into Sarza, and that is going to be evened up. Laser's going to be finding the second onto Echo, and right now, Cork is looking to run into the backline. That knife finds the enemy Junker Queen, and right now, Double trying to make it out. Both the Lucio's making it out, and I realize my graphics are currently flipped. Let me fix that real quick.
Yeah, and that was big by them. They got an early trade on the support, and that really allowed them to snowball for the rest of that fight.
now ultimates are online for double only. Very close for January and Cork. Ryan is not too far out there too. January looking to shout to go into the backline, but Ryan has this beat and it looks like he's looking to pop it. He needs to keep his tank alive. Both ultimates from the Drunker Queens are going to go out, but nobody is going to fall just yet. Never mind. Lasers is actually going to find the head of January, and Grizz is going to get the dash onto Echo right now. Ryder playing it a little slow, not immediately aggressing, healing up and looking for the kills very slowly. They do have the point in their favor, so they don't really need to rush it down. And especially if they get these kills now, they're going to stagger these two. But the supports make it out alive, and Manhattan is already back and ready to go into this fight. They can rush in. Kowalski going to get grabbed with that blade, and she is going to bleed, actually get meleeed at the last second. That bleed brings her dangerously low, and it finally gets secured. Alfan in the backline. Gonna be looking for some damage. Cork is in the entire enemy team. He shouts and goes underground. And I do believe Echo just took the health pack, so Cork had no ability to heal, especially when his team was on the run from January.
Yeah, I think just a little bit of over-eagerness there from Kowalski caused the Manhattan group to be able to come back in on that fight. We'll see how they reapproach here.
Grizzly looking around the outside, does get caught out by January. Hook and Alphan there to secure the kill, and right now Ryder needs to run back to spawn. Cork is going to do that through death himself, and so is Kowalski. Headshot taken, and right now, another regroup is going to get into last fight territory as long as Manhattan is in control of this point. But if Ryder can flip this, we will get at least one more fight after that. Ryder not going down quite easily. 62% on the board for them, but right now this fight is going to aggress right now. Kowalski is going to ultimate and the blade is going to come out, but it's not going to be from Grizzly. It's going to be from Echo, the man that is known to get the kills with his blades. Typically, I've seen it 1, 2, 3, but he is actually going to go down midway. Grizz needs to dash to the point. He actually blades simply for that dash reset, but it's not going to be enough. January in the backline stopping everybody, and Grizz does not have the length to make it, so Manhattan is going to take point 1 on Samoa.
Yeah, and I mean, as we were seeing there, it's really close between these two teams, and I think that we will be definitely seeing a really, really close game again here on this next phase.
Especially as perks do begin to come online. They carry over within rounds of control point, unlike swapping sides on a standard game mode. So yeah, I do not know the icons all off the top of my head, so knowing exactly what all these perks do, I am not the expert here. But anybody have multiple perks? January opting to switch tanks, so he actually loses his.
Double does, I believe, but everyone else, it looks like, is all playing with the one perk already.
Double on that fast level 3, but not event. Oh my god, known for his known for the hazard gameplay, but it's not going to be event this time. We're going to see January on that hazard. Alfan is going to be picking off a kill in the backline. Lasers has no chance of survival right now, as January is going to be jumping in to try to support that Tracer as best as he can, looking for the kills, but Ryder is going to disengage a little bit. Nah, not good enough right now, because they all are going to fall. The supports are the first to go. Grizz is the second to last, and all that remains is Cork. This stagger is going to come through, but once again, just like the first fight on the first point, the point is not yet captured, so not much lost just yet. However, it is going to get stalled out. No, I switched to like Ryder's team, so it sounded like somebody was contesting for a second. Whoopsies.
Oh, good. Yeah, that late tap is going to definitely buy Ryder more time getting into this fight here.
Grizz is making the call that there is a Tracer, but he turns to his right, and there's three enemies of the enemy team barreling down towards his face, but they walk right past him looking for some other kinds of picks, and right now Cork is actually going to be the target for some reason. That man is way too up there, but Grizz and Lasers finding two, but January returning the favor. Looking for a
trade right now.
It's kind of even, but Grizz is looking a little aggressive, and he can get collapsed on by Hazard right now. Not going to be needed, but Alfan does get the better of him.
Yeah, we'll see what Ryder can do here. They're still down on the Manhattan side, so that should give them some opening space to actually get around this first corner here. Both getting caught out in the open.
Lasers does get a kill, but she accidentally almost slides into the downpour from the hazard, using that secondary slide from the perk to slide back out to safety. January is getting dangerously low, but Lasers is in a bad position right now. Slides away from Echo in order to survive right now. This ends now. Sojourn online and looking for the kills. I hear an enemy. I'm watching from Laser's POV, and I hear Echo in the backline trying to do a lot of work, but not much was coming of it as Cork does come up and pick up that kill real quick. And right now, Ryder takes the point, but 78% on the board for Manhattan.
Yeah, that was a really big overclock, being able to swing that fight, especially after Manhattan used 3 ultimates there. Ult banks are looking pretty opposite here, with 4 for Ryder and only 2 on the side of Manhattan.
Echo with that blade. Grizzly. Both beat blades are online and ready to go, but Cork, of course, having his ultimate ready to deny any source of healing, but that beat is not the source of healing. It's just overhealth, and it's not going to be really countered much. The Kitsune is going to come out, and so is the blade from Echo. Grizz is not going to be popping his just yet, as he is going to try to wait his time, but he's actually going to go down off onto the side. Right now, Cork looking for 1. He gets 2. He finds actually a second right now. Trying to contest with this Genji, letting Hazard do his thing in the backline. Right now, January looks for the kill, and he finds it. Ragai does go down. This little battle. Oh, Cork with the knife in Hazard, just waiting to the last second. He waits for that jump to come through, so he actually has no escape, pulling him back to his death. But right now, Kowalski in a bit of a dangerous position. She is very low, but Tracer does have to recall, as he was left alone on the point with the rest of Ryder coming in. Right now, Ryder looking to tie up this point right now, but can they hold this next fight off and take this point and bring us to point 3? It all depends if this blade or this bomb finds value. January does have his downpour up in a second. That blade, speaking of which, Grizzly almost jumps into it, but he does not just yet. Downpour is going to come through, but nobody's in range of that just yet. The blade is going to come out, and it's going to be looking for the supports. He dashes right past, but the TP comes out, so it doesn't matter anyway. Grizz not finding much value, but he is finding a good amount of damage, as Cork does pick up the kill on Sarza. Sarza was the initial target, and right now, Alfan going down. 99% on the board, and overtime is ticking, but will Ryder be able to get this? It's go time from Lasers. January is going to try to answer that call and try to end it, but right now, Alfan with the blade, not the blade, the block to try to keep himself alive for a hot second, but it's not going to be enough. 3 members from the side of Ryder are going to keep it going, and currently it's a stagger. They're staggering the advance as best as they can. Alfan trying to get in here just to stall the point, and Ryder is actually going to bring us to a point 3.
Wow. That was really good by Ryder there. Cork did an amazing job staying alive through the entire last fight. And he kept taking picks, sparking the adrenaline rush passive that kept healing him up. And he really did a really nice job allowing his team to get back and really support him there. Big overclock from Lasers, being able to keep that fight alive. And yeah, everyone just doing a great job supporting each other. Really gave Ryder the edge to be able to take the end of that fight after going down 78-0.
We are. Is January playing a new character per map?
I'm gonna say that would actually go into what Cork was saying. He's spinning a wheel for each round.
We're getting insider information. You're not supposed to know that. But then again, why does Cork out of all people know that? He's having fun with it. As you can tell, we have fun here at the MAAC. January and Cork being good enough friends to tell each other their plans. I mean, Cork is kind of telegraphed for the most. Grizz finding double as we're just talking and yapping. Cork finding Sarza, but right now, that TP saves Kowalski. She does get charged, but it's not going to be enough. January is not going to pick up that kill, and he needs to dash away. Yep. Is he going to go for the swim? No, not just yet, but he is going to get found out. 250 HP in a dream. That dream is to make it back to spawn point, and he's coming in. Cork sees him barreling through, but he's going to hit a wall right now. Right now, it's a skinny Australian woman with an axe versus a big man with a hammer.
Big pick by Kowalski there.
Kowalski finding the better repairs at this point is taking for the side of Ryder. 1 up, make it 2 up for the side. Right now, January dangerously low. Alfan picking up 1. Try to make something happen here, but January already made his exit. So Now, Manhattan gonna regroup and look to go back in.
Import probably being one of the first people to ult here, he should be able to catch the supports out, especially with them not having a Kiriko for Suzu. Could definitely find a lot of value here with this Rampage.
There's with the switch onto the Junker Queen, probably just looking to make Court scared. He doesn't really want to jump in when he doesn't have the ability to heal. However, if there's no focus fire, he's just going to run away with that. Like just now, he just took the nade and had no issues. 518 HP at the lowest in that fight. And he finds the kill onto Echo. Grizz finds the kill onto Double. And Ryguy finds the kill onto Sarasa. Once again, January off to the side, doing his best to stay alive, but not providing for his team right now. It's not looking well. That wheel is being a problem for you, January. It might lead you to your downfall right now, but that hammer down does hit Court. And that Rampage is actually going to find about 3, maybe 4 targets. It's going to bleed 1 more. Right now, once again, January, the charge is not being used for forward momentum. He's just going back to spawn.
Yeah, that was such a big counter Rampage.
Did they even get touch?
I don't think they have touch.
The Lucio may have touch. No, they don't.
No,
Wow.
but the boop is going to
from
come
Ryan.
through. And Echo gets denied. Right now, Rider University in the lead, looking to make a name for themselves, going up against this 4th place team. Technically, I don't know where Rider stands because whether or not it's Iona, Niagara, or Rider, I think it's like a triangular situation for that 5th place spot. So, but Rider, no matter what, taking this first map, it was looking very much in Manhattan's favor, especially on that first point. But as time went on, Rider started finding their footing. They started standing their ground, and they went from like 199 to 100 to not even. They barely had the first point to like 100 to 99, and then just now, not even really letting Manhattan. I don't think Manhattan got any percentage on that last point. So that's impressive. The like complete reverse from Rider.
And one of the biggest things on that last one, you kept seeing changes from Manhattan come out. And that's one of the biggest trade-offs now with this perk system is when you swap, you don't get the perks automatically leveled up with you. You really have to weigh the pros and cons now. And I think that's one of the things that really set them back is they swapped so many times, they really lost out on that perk value.
Forgot about that for a second. Seeing Sarasa swap from the Kiriko onto the Ana, there was no funny perks for her. And I know her double nade is kind of interesting, but when you do not have it up for that last fight, it's just a hope and dreams at that point.
Yeah. Especially losing those perks really starts to hurt you as the fights go on. It becomes very snowbally. That's one of the biggest things that I think a lot of people were concerned about as the announcement came through was that is it just going to add to the snowball effect that some fights tend to have? And I truly think that depending on swaps, it's actually better to lose the perks. But I truly think that in that kind of a situation, I think losing those perks truly hurt Manhattan in the end. Life, what do you think about some of the stuff that we're seeing here?
The one thing I did notice on the first point, like on the first map, was that Grizz, he stayed too long on the flank and got caught out constantly, but it seemed like Ryder noticed their mistakes and was able to change them throughout each point and was able to take the map away. And now we're going to Route 66. I'm so excited because I love lasers, Ash, and Storm Drone on this map. They're amazing. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be a very nice one to see how, especially on this first point, how they take any special off angles and see how they really learn from that first phase, which it looked like they did throughout the rest of that Samoa game.
Route 66 not being typically the second map, Escort in general not being picked, so it's kind of interesting that we're being brought here immediately, which means should we go to a map 5, Hybrid will be the last map choice. Kings Row, everyone's favorite for some reason, not going to be here today if Ryder can go 3-0, but Manhattan definitely going to be looking to not let that happen, so I fully expect a map 4 at least, potentially a map 5.
Yeah, especially with the way these two teams are really going at it, slugging it out, one punch after the other on each team. I really think that this could definitely go the distance here, and I would love to see that. This is such an amazing game right now.
Most of the lineup for, actually not even Manhattan, is changing that support lineup originally from the Kiriko. I know Sarasa was on the Ana at the end, but double on the Brig. No swaps from the side of Ryder. And January, of course, spinning that wheel once again. Spin the wheel! We see the ball.
Spin to win.
Yeah, looking like a real traditional dive comp here. See how they're going to look to set this one up.
Oh my god. What happened with the ball like slam? I thought he was off the high ground and suddenly he whips back to it and then doesn't really do much other than be a little nuisance disrupting. Grizzly finding double. Both supports for Manhattan is currently down. Grizz is almost being brought very low. He gets too low and gets 6 feet under. But right now, Cork and Kowalski finding the 2 DPS of Manhattan. The only one to survive, once again, being at the end of this fight. January doing his best to survive and thrive. I don't know how much thriving is being done right now. Knocks off these two from Ryder, but there is no follow-up from Manhattan to pick them off. So this ball is just going to continue to be a nuisance.
Yeah, January really bring the tech in of you can snap your camera and it'll go, the pile driver will go in that direction instead of keeping momentum. It's really good to like mix it up and keep the enemy on their feet. And they're looking like they're really adapting well to these ball dives. Really having a survivable comp here.
Cork absolutely ignoring the ball in this situation. You can take out my backline, or you can mess around with my backline, but I'll take out yours. But Manhattan actually getting a bit of a decent push under the noses of Ryder. Ryder does have the advantage, but this payload is at that last stretch for the first point. The Ryder is going to shut it down real quick, real fast. Right now, the mines are going to come out, and it is going to find Kowalski. No ability to keep herself alive in the situation. Echo does pick off Grizzly, and right now, I'm not sure how Corked is feeling, but he is going to be jumping into mines, getting booped around between those two. He takes some damage, but he picks up the health pack, so he is not going to go down just yet. Lasers in a bit of a weird, dangerous position. Has to try to slide out, but instead, January is going to send her back to spawn. Right now, Corked is going to try to ult onto the supports to try to do as much damage as he possibly could, but he is going to get slept. I know it's late at night. It should be my bedtime since I am the unk of the MAAC, but Corked is the one sleeping here instead. Being sent back to the spawn room. He's doing just that for a little bit. Kowalski trying her best to try to stay alive, TPing onto point, stalling it out for a hot second, but it's not going to be enough. Ryder University now having to back up, and Manhattan is taking this first point.
Yeah, with the rain play by Cork, it was looking promising. The sleep really saved Manhattan there, preventing Cork from actually being able to do any follow-up on his ultimate there, and they were really able to piggyback off of that to get the position here. As January already starting to disrupt the backline.
And the Dragon becomes the Echo with that Nano Blade this time, looking to do more than he did the last time. He did get a kill with the Blade initially on that first map, that was Samoa, but even with the Nano in tow, he gets nothing this time around. But Alphan finding the nade, finding the bomb, and January doing the cleanup, rolling around at the speed of sound. This ain't Sonic, but it is a rat at the same time, looking for the kills. And Cork living, thriving, just doing some damage, but eventually he is going to fall.
Yeah, that was an amazing setup there to open up that fight. The pile driver into the pulse bomb, it really disables you from being able to avoid it, and especially clumped up like that. I'm surprised it only got one. It did set up the kill on lasers, though. We'll see if they can actually come back in for the touch here. They had really had the late pick on ports for Cork there, yeah.
Kitsune is going to come out from Kowalski, but they are getting locked up into this building a little bit. Cork makes his way out onto the payload and does not let it push right now. Echo getting the better of Ryan, but Grizz is getting the better of Alphan. Lasers does get returned in the favor. The back and forth trades are kind of insane right now, but who's going to get that extra kill that will lead them to victory? Once again, another trade, this time a support for a tank, but all of Ryder pushed out way too far. January acknowledges that and rolls right to point, and they cap it. Right now, 3 minutes and 42 seconds remain on the clock, and Ryder gonna back up a little bit, otherwise they're gonna get cut out. And right now, Manhattan's looking to roll this point in for free a little bit more. Kowalski going down.
Yeah, I think Ryder just need to get their feet under them again, give one really good fight, and I think they'll be able to really swim this back. But that was great recognition by January and Echo there, the C9 the point there.
A very genuine C9 this time around. Ryder did have the advantage, in my opinion, and then instantly went away because they did get off the point exactly as that. Right now, Cork is going to be ulting into the backline, looking for the supports once again, finding double, and this Ana is trying to live as best as she can. Doesn't have nade for herself. She does fall eventually, and right now, January and Cork in a little 1v1, but it's not going to go Cork's way as the ball has too much HP. Right now, January just rolling with this payload very low and slow. As Ryder does need to regroup. Alfan in the sidelines looking for the bomb. Looking for a pick. He does grab the health pack. He does have to use his his recall, and it's not going to be enough. Blade is going to come out for the side of Grizz. He is looking for one. He's not going to find any just yet, but he does get Alfan eventually. Echo looking to do him better. Finds the one. Can he get two? He gets two and gets a third with the dash. So currently, Echo in this Genji battle is going to be the better one, as Manhattan finally gets this point. 2 minutes and 13 seconds on the board.
Yeah, it was looking rough for Manhattan at first, but as soon as they started getting that payload moving through first point, they really started to get their grounding. They got their ultimates online, and they really got a nice rotation going there. I think Ryder definitely has a chance to be able to pull through on this one. They really just have to go back to what they were doing on the first point, take those off angles, and really play to the strengths their comp has against a ball competition. They have a lot of survivability with that backline, Quark with Bleed and Shout. I definitely think they can pull this one out here. They just have to play around everything they've got and play smart, and they definitely have the capacity to do that.
No surprise, January is now on a different tank.
I was hoping he stayed ball. I was enjoy watching him like run around. His synergy with Echo. He like boops someone and Echo just follows up and then the person's just dead.
I can't tell if this is like, haha, we're Manhattan, we're better than you, Ryder, so we're spinning the wheel for fun. Or January is literally just testing his skill as a very flexible tank player, because like he hasn't really necessarily been bad on any tank he's played so far. I've seen the most from that ball. He's been devastating on it. But
yeah,
I'm
the one thing I noticed with January is that he loves mirroring whatever tank that the other person's playing. It's just his thing.
That mirror did come out at the start, and it did go his way initially. But then eventually the two other tanks, what was it, Reinhardt and
Hazard and Junker Queen.
Oh, Hazard. Yeah, the Junker Queen is what he found success on, but the Hazard and the Reinhardt is what he flopped on, allowing Ryder to take that first map. But now we get the Zarya, a legendary tank. I'm looking at you, Zerial from Mount St. Mary's, known for his Zarya, but he is not here right now. So let's see how January holds up. Hearing Alfan spam the voice line, too slow, too slow. He was really low on HP, so I don't know what that was for. Grizz almost being brought very low, but the shout is going to give him that little boost in health to keep himself alive. Really treading on the edge of danger right now, edge of his life, getting down to 20 HP and a dream, but his supports are there. He's playing these walls perfectly. Alfan being brought extremely low himself now, but Ryan. That guy is going to be the first to fall in this really extended fight. Nobody can really find anything except for these two players that finding themselves caught out, and they do fall. Right now, Ryder not getting the better of Manhattan in this moment.
Yeah, the bubbles from January were really coming in big there, and I think the timing was just off, and it caught out Grizz and Ryan just to be poked down by the whole team really of Manhattan. But they just forced the recall out, so they may be able to capitalize off of that.
depending on the communications from the side of Ryder, which I know can be on point from time to time, but sometimes little things like that do go unnoticed. And I think with the time that has gone by, Alfan is going to have that recall back up, so sadly it is going to go unpunished. Cork just working his working his payload up here a bit as Grizz is going to try to get in there and try to support him. Right now the Nano Blade is going to come out, but the Bleat is immediately going to counter it, but it doesn't matter. Laser is going to get slashed about 3 times to bring her down. Right now, Ryder down 1 member, but it's not looking over just yet for them. Right now, they really want to bring this fight into their favor, but Kowalski, that anti-nade onto Cork is not going to do well for him, as he is going to have to back up, but he does sustain, he does heal up, and he is looking for these supports, he is looking for these kills, but by the time he's looking for them, his team is already gone, so Manhattan just need to turn and take him out, and they do just that.
Yeah, it looks like their focus fire is good. I just think that the bubbles from January are really trying to coming in clutch, saving the teammate that Ryder's trying to focus, and by the time they react to it, the rest of Manhattan's already surrounded them. I think it's the biggest thing that they need to try and figure out how to beat here.
Echo dancing with death on the front line. Cork looking to take to that high ground, immediately going on to the supports. The knife comes into double without the supports for Manhattan right now. There is no nade to support his team, but January doesn't quite need it just yet. Now it's a DPS and tank battle just as it is right now, but Echo is dangerously low if he needs to wait for his little passive to heal him up, but Cork is looking to not let that happen just yet. He wants to take this fight, wants to get these kills. The bomb does come out from Alfan, but it finds nobody. Right now the Kitsune is going to come through. The knife thrown back to help peel for his team doesn't necessarily peel, it finds a kill, and Ryan picks off Echo right now. The supports have returned to the fight, but it might be too late. January on the run, the ultimate from Cork to secure this fight, and it is going to find 1, it is going to find 2. Ryan getting that cleanup, and all of Ryder does regroup onto the point, and we are gonna extend this map just a little longer.
Yeah, that was very nice with them being able to clean up that fight. They really were able to draw it all out so the Staggers would not be able to get back in time, and even they get back spawn too, which is really important to start getting their footing on the second point.
Alfan dangerously low, no recall now, should be punished, but he is going to be able to regroup with his team, but he is going to get spotted out briefly, but Grizz does not turn around for this, and it looks like Grizz might be the one to get caught out. Actually, the TP from Kowalski to keep him alive for a brief moment, but falls in the process. Right now, Ryder not finding the picks that they needed, pushing themselves up to try to get them, and getting caught out themselves. Lasers almost finding herself caught out, but instead puts a railgun shot into Alfan's head. Sorry, I cut you off there because fight started kicking off.
Yeah, no worries. I was not expecting that part of it. No, I think they got a little bit too hyper there. And Kowalski TPing in really set her up in a bad position. But here we go again. January engaging in the small room.
With a big Australian woman with a big axe, but right now bringing dangerously low. That anti-nade does come through, but Kowalski with the Suzu to bring Cork back for a brief moment. If he had his axe in that situation, he would have had massive healing, but Manhattan cleans him up, and right now leaves Ryder with 1 minute on the clock to do something here.
Yeah, looking in the ults here, it's going to be very tough for them to come back into it, but if they play their cards right, I think they definitely have a shot, just like on the last point. They can bait some ults out, re-engage. I think it'll be a really, really strong last fight for them. Yeah. Looking at all these off angles that they're setting, it's going to put Manhattan in a really uncomfortable position.
Grab is looking juicy. I feel like it's about to come out in 3. Nope. Maybe 3, 2, 1. Nah. I do expect Nano. Oh, wait, no longer Nano is available, but the Blade is going to come through without that Nano, and Guy is going to be popping the beat to try to keep his team alive. However, Echo being forced into this building, not with the ability to stay alive, but Cork is going to get locked up. Grab is going to keep him there. And Grizzly is going to be actually going to be fighting Alfan. Only 1 fell throughout that grab, but it doesn't matter if afterwards you begin to fall. Double, January, and Echo all find kills. Lasers, what are you doing up here on the wrong side of town? This town is only big for one of us. Currently, you're not a part of it. Ryan being the last to touch the point, trying to save the day. Junker Queen trying to go in, but nobody can touch, and Manhattan takes point 2. Or
Yeah,
map
it
2.
was really unfortunate for Ryder there. If you looked right at the very end, 3 of them were above 85% on their ultimates. If they just got that last little bit of damage or those percentage ticks, I think we would have seen a very different last fight. But Manhattan played it right. They got the timings down, and they were really able to capitalize on that disadvantage there.
Could have extended this map a little longer with those ultimates in tow for Ryder, but I'm not sure with the position of the cart they were gonna be successful with capping point 2 fully, because I feel like Manhattan would definitely come back in for the final contest. So, but who knows? Maybe Manhattan would have started running scared, started funneling in incorrectly, and just everything would have fell apart. But we don't know. What we do know is we're going to a map 4 100%.
Yeah, and that's honestly the biggest thing here is the more Overwatch we get to see from these two teams, I think the more lucky we are as viewers to actually be able to witness such a great game that's going on right now.
Ryder's still doing an amazing job at
Oh my
at
god.
showing their growth. I really enjoy what I see. Yes, life.
Did you compliment them again?
What? No.
Did you just Oh my god. Oh my god.
You make it sound like I have growth in terms of
Hey,
in terms of
you have
complimenting
growth.
Ryder.
You do have growth. I think the old age is making you soft on them.
What?
What? Y'all heard something?
I get called old
Don't
by
you
life
think?
all the time. I'm getting bullied, and I'm the older one here. Dax, help me.
Hey, I think I'm the youngest one here. I can't say much.
Oh no.
Oh.
But no, I'm definitely excited to see what these next two teams have. Ryder definitely showing a lot of improvement from even the last time we played them. So really awesome to be able to see these two teams coming together and really having a lot of parity in the league, where Manhattan being the supposed gatekeepers, Ryder's really pushing them to their limits in a lot of these fights and maps as a whole.
It is
Really amazing to see.
It is quite enjoyable to see. And with you saying that, I'm kind of curious, who outside of the top 4 are you, outside of, maybe, if you say Ryder, it's okay, but who are you excited to try to see contest like Mount St. Mary's, Quinnipiac, and yourself included at Marist?
Honestly, Niagara was a really fun fight last night. They really pushed us on that second map, especially. I know we were feeling it a little bit there. But looking at some of the other teams, it'd be really fun to see all the Ryder guys in person. But yeah, I'd say probably Ryder or Niagara, I think, would be my 2 favorites to be able to see in a top 4 environment. I think they're showing a lot of promise in these last 2 games, and they're really pushing some of those top teams to really actually have to focus and bring everything they got, and even still they're dropping maps.
It is quite impressive. Niagara coming off of like previous years being one of the, and I say this nicely, but they were literally either last or second to last in so many years. But to come in this year, so much growth. It's impressive. I made this comment last night, and I know we all can agree. Sometimes it really depends, since we're all collegiate, that every year we're sometimes getting new players, and sometimes every other couple years we're losing an entire team. So new blood all the time. I'm pretty sure Ryder will be losing about 2 seniors. Marist, you commented in the chat last night, is losing like everyone.
Yeah, I'd say everyone on the starting roster except for myself.
Maris is just like Sienna.
You're gonna be leading a whole new team, brother.
Yeah, me and Rogue. Let's see, as these 2 teams come in January on the Orisa this time. Let's see what he can do.
This Orisa did prove very valuable against the side of Ryder yesterday. Avent doing a good job with it, but January is a completely different person this time, so I wonder if he'll opt into that shield, which proved kind of disgusting against them. But
yeah, I definitely think the shield is the better of the 2 perks for Orisa.
What is the opposite to the shield? Because I'm not expert on which ones.
It's a supercharged javelin that when you fully charge it, it'll penetrate and it'll go through different people applying the knockback.
And with the way Ryder plays, how often are they going to be lining up? So obviously the shield is going to be the better choice in the situation. Echo is going to be starting off with First Blood onto Kowalski, trying to aggress and get more, but Lasers is going to be avenging her sister. Fun fact, these two are siblings. But right now, Lasers getting Alfan and Grizz getting January. So right now, Manhattan is actually currently on the run, and Ryder's in control of the spot.
They did a great job responding to losing that first member and really being able to turn the fight in their favor with great coordination.
I think not Alfan. Echo, starting off that fight with the first pick, but got a little aggressive. Understand, one of the common things with these teams right now is they look for the first pick and then everybody gets the signal to go. As soon as that person goes down, it's time to get everyone else, and Manhattan is doing just that. But that was the problem last time. Echo pushed up a little too far and got himself killed, but right now they're getting the better of Ryder. Grizzly gets caught out at the tail end of this retreat, and once again he is now currently aggressing up, almost getting caught out himself. Echo has to return back to his team.
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like they're going in quick here. Ooh, January with the ultimate really putting stuff to their push.
Not really there for the kill potential, but the disrupt, he does get some good damage down and finishes off Corked. The blade did come through for Echo, who did find two. Once again, Kowalski now being caught out and is going to fall real quick.
January doing a great job disrupting that, and Echo very well capitalizing with the nano blade there from Syriza. Let's see. Worked on the far side, really taking advantage of the map rework here.
Part of me just realized that there is a Lifeweaver to pull out Alfan from the danger that was the entire team of Ryder. But Ryder is just running them over right now. This tree might be up, but if you get shot and focus fired down, you ain't gonna live it right now. What is Rye Guy looking for? He finds a horse in the door, and eventually, I don't know why he was trying to challenge it, but he comes back and gets his teammate that is Cork, and now they're gonna run him down. January in a bit of a spot that might not be good, as he is going to get staggered at the last second. Ryder looking to run this spot back and cut off the forward spawn.
He was just trying to intimidate him, though.
That bot was very scary. He did hit it, indeed. Wrong enemy target. There are no Omnics against you, Corked, right now, so calm down. But
looks like even though they're still being able to find a couple exit picks there.
3 ultimates still online for Ryder, even with that slip up. But now Cork is going to be on the wrong side of town, getting chased down by January. But as soon as January gets him to disengage, he returns back to this bot, looking for that front line that was consisting of Grizz and Lasers for a brief moment. Ooh, Spear nearly connects. Just misses. This ends now. Lasers does not want this fight from Manhattan. She really wants them to go away, and they do just that. They give her exactly what she wants, but she wants them dead. She wants them down. She wants them gone, and Grizz is going to be cleaning up these kills. Kowalski, the sister, is going to be finding that extra kill onto this Elfan right now, and January knows he ain't got nothing better to do, so he rides in and dies for it. Right now, Manhattan still in the lead with the progression of the bot. But I feel like Ryder is having the better of these fights right now.
Yeah, I definitely have seen a tempo shift from when they have the checkpoint. Ryder's definitely taking better control of these fights as they go on.
January going in, he does have that ultimate to disrupt, but that blade is going to come out from Grizzly. He is going to get antied in the process. He is not going to be finding any of these kills just yet. He finds one, but it wasn't the kills that he needed to necessarily do. He did the damage, and Cork was there to clean up. And right now, Ryder is looking to take the lead.
Yeah, they're definitely going to get this checkpoint here, and we'll see. They should be able to get lead. Yes, you're right. Walking to 4 ultimates to their 3, and double just changed, so they lose the perks as well. So we'll see how that will influence this next fight coming up here.
Swapping onto that Juno, an interesting character with some interesting perks. Ryder just gets that lead and doesn't progress it any further. That ultimate is going to be keeping Cork in there as best as he can, but Cork takes that momentum that he does get pulled into and runs it down onto the side of Manhattan. And Ryder gets... Was that a team kill? Yes, it is now, basically. 100% team kill, as the announcer does say. That did not go. Oh.
Hey, they're getting confident here.
Confidence, brothers! This is not accidental. These are all
Oh.
super serious. And I won't lie, if Ryder's doing a good job even without these things. However, that blade is going to come through, and typically the beat is there to counter it, but it's not going to be finding kills just yet. But Cork eventually does fall. 1 kill for the beat. But like we were talking about before, the charge spear is actually going to be the chosen perk instead of the shield. It's kind of weird watching an Orisa pull the arm up and just wait to throw the spear. But that is the option he's going to be choosing. But this bot isn't going to be going anywhere just yet, as Ryder was still contesting it. And now they're going to
They did a great
regroup.
job.
They are going to regroup, and I'm not sure if they're going to give up forward spawn just yet. But they do need to contest the bot before he reaches the middle. And they're all perfectly here to do just that.
Yeah, Cork is definitely playing up here. They're definitely going to try and take this fight before they lose checkpoint.
But they're going to respect the space that Manhattan has right now, and they're going to allow that to happen. But as soon as that does happen, they are going to look to progress onto this fight. Ryguy does go down, and Cork does look to make the trade. He always looks in the backline for the supports, but it might be a little too late. Grizz and who else? Lasers have to make it out alive, but Grizz has no HP and a dream. He does pick up an health pack on his way out. And Manhattan looking to at least get that forward spawn, but I don't know if they are going to get the lead just yet.
Yeah, that Echo Swap is really looking like it's doing a lot for their zone damage there. Ooh, January flank.
The ultimate comes out
There's
just to
nothing,
disrupt
I think.
again. Not going to find any kills, so Satellite Vector is going to get locked in. She already pressed in the button, so it is going to come out, even though she does fall. But right now, it doesn't matter when you are flying high in the skies. Lasers can shoot you right down with that railgun, clipping the wings of Alpha. And right now, January, once again, being the last to die.
Yeah, that was a big team fight win. They're able to reset it. January does get back spawn, and they keep the lead. Those are two very big details that they get to keep here.
Right now,
And maybe clean up. Yeah.
yeah, right now, Ryder identifies that there is no January with them, so they begin that rush. Junker Queen does place this the shout, and that speeds everyone in. Finding 3 right now, January and Genji is all that's here, so if Ryder aggresses really quickly, they could get these kills. No supports. But right now, January... Actually, Echo is going to get the better of Ryan, but he is going to get traded out. So right now, it is a good 4v4, but spawn advantage for Manhattan, as this is their territory. But it doesn't matter. Kowalski is going to get the better. And Lasers lining the head of Juno. Grizz going down from Sarza. Ryder's still very much in control of this bot.
Ryder doing a great job playing the tempo that they've been given. They're really reading the fights very well in these next fights. And it's gonna, we'll see. They're going to be 8 ultimates being dumped into this fight, or will it just be 1 or 2?
About to say, Lasers is in a bit of an aggressive position. Echo with the blade, the nano is going to come down, but this time we have the beat for it. But it doesn't matter when you're caught in the corner. Get slashed down 3 times, and eventually Double is going to find the kill. January gets the kill onto Corked. Nobody else is going to fall just yet except for Grizz. These 2 members of Ryder are going to look to regroup with their team, and they only really need to play for this last fight. They cannot give up. It's about 33 meters. But Court is looking to hold this forward spawn. They kept the forward spawn, and I didn't realize they were going to spawn right here. Court does ult past January, who is ulting, and he does find the kill. Looking for that Juno. He is looking to end it here. Not necessarily, he's trying to end that Juno's life right now, but Court Alphan is picking up that Junker Queen ultimate, but he does not find anybody just yet, as like he's playing Ring Around the Rosies with Court himself, and all that remains is the members of Ryder, the bot in their possession, the meters in their favor, and Ryder University is gonna take Colosseo.
Yeah, that was a very nice end of the fight. Cork popping the ult there to get out of January's ult really gave him the edge to be able to pick up both kills onto the supports, and Lasers really doing a great job cleaning up the fight while everyone was turning focused on Corked. That overclock coming in big. I don't know if they had the perk for overclock. It actually allows it to one-shot any 250 HP target if it's a headshot. But if you have the aim, it's a very deadly ultimate and perk to be able to pick up.
knowing lasers from past games, aka yesterday and currently even today, yes, she has been taking the more damage in ulti. So
Yeah,
yeah, just looking to dink some heads and kill them real fast.
yeah, she definitely did that there. It was a really nice, really nice overclock. She's been very consistent on those throughout this entire series. Whenever I hear this ends now, I can always assume one or two people are going to get their heads taken off.
Now I'm wondering, with Manhattan being pushed to match point, is January gonna keep spinning the wheel?
Well, we'll see.
I'm kind of
That's good.
curious. I'm kind
Yeah,
of.
that'll be the question.
What tanks hasn't he played? Sigma, Diva,
Sigma, Malga,
Malgo,
Roadhog.
Roadhog. I want to see Roadhog next because hooks are devastating. Cork wants to run in and immediately get onto that backline, but if January could say, no, you need to be over here, Cork is not going to have a fun time, and especially if Alphan and Echo, which I know they have the ability to do so, focus him down, that will work tremendously in Manhattan's favor, and that will bring us to a map 5, should they do just that. But should they fail, Ryder will win the series, but we'll see how that map turns out.
Yeah, I definitely think Ryder here is going to have a really good shot to close it out. I've noticed every team has been winning their map pick, so who knows? This may go to map 5, and it'll be very interesting to see what comes out next. I'd also be curious to know if January can repick his characters, because then if we see the Junker Queen mirror again, I'll be looking to see if they take control like they did on Samoa, or has Ryder adapted and we'll be able to swing the fights then.
Uh, have we seen the Winston? Give us the Winston.
Ooh, we have not.
Give us the Winston.
I would love to see the January Winston. Say, Alfan, at least from when I've talked to him, he's very confident on that Tracer and Echo on the Genji. We will see. I'd be very, very happy to see them lean into a dive comp. I think that's going to be what's going to help them the best here. Going into Flashpoint, though, I highly predict that we're going to be seeing more brawl comps. Ryder, I know, is going to be favoring the Junker Queen. It's Quark's bread and butter, and we've seen us come in clutch many fights. But January, we'll see what he decides to do and how Manhattan and the rest of the crew decide to piece their comp together.
One thing I can guarantee is Echo on that Genji. Alfam is doing his best trying to flex around what is needed for the team. Has seen that Tracer, has seen that Cassidy. And yeah, seeing double on Lifeweaver was kind of interesting. So Manhattan's support line very flexible. It's kind of interesting to see a very flexible team kind of just keep hitting this brick wall that is Drunker Queen, Sojourn, Genji, Lucio, and Kiriko constantly. Very solid of a team from Ryder, but the flexibility is not what's gonna get the best of them because Ryder is just well practiced on this composition. Scary.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Ryder in their scrims, I'm sure they always run up against different compositions while they're running the consistency. I guarantee you, Manhattan very rarely sees the same punk that Ryder has been playing here, and so I definitely think that gives them the edge. And Manhattan is adapting on the fly while Ryder does have that experience playing against alternate compositions that is a mirror matchup.
For a brief moment while the lobby was
We saw Junker Queen.
we did see a Junker
Yeah.
Queen hover, but that does not mean it's gonna get locked, but we will see once the map opens up in 3, 2, 1. And looks like they are gonna run it, but Alfan is gonna be opting out of those dive centric, or not even really dive centric characters. He was playing, like I said, the Tracer and the Cassidy before, but opting into the Reaper this time.
Yeah. I'm gonna be very curious to see if they stick to the support line or if they do add some speed into this with a Juno or a Lucio. I feel like that'd be a very strong game.
Echo is definitely just gonna TP out and then most likely switch back to the Genji.
I don't think I ever seen Echo play anything else besides Genji.
Both teams come out here watching different versions of this JQ comp.
Ryder did have the speed to make it to point faster, however that TP does give apparently Manhattan the speed to match it as both these teams meet at the same time, but Kowalski is going to get the better of Sarza immediately. The axe to the back is going to bring her real low, or Sarza real low, and Echo getting dinked off to the side. Did not see what that happened. Cork looking to aggress and get these kills, but January is doing just that too. Right now, Cork trying to stop any further support from coming in, but has 23 HP and no dream. He has to dance around this pillar, putting himself in danger from the side of Manhattan. Eventually he does fall. But right now, the DPS... Ooh, Echo finding the better of Kowalski right now. Ryder has the point, but it doesn't feel like they're in control right now. That whole fight was kind of scuffed. So many people died, and it just like... The fight just trickled on, and they do have 34% on the board for now, but now Ryder needs to retake.
Yeah, the fight really started to break down, and I think that's when Ryder started to struggle. But here they go again, very quickly with that Lucio speed. Cork going down early.
As fast as he went in, he came out just as fast.
Yep.
Immediately shouting in to try to get into the backline, but is met with an anti-nade and goes down real quick. 41% on the board for Manhattan. And welcome to Flashpoint? Yes, Flashpoint, not Clash. Flashpoint does tick up significantly faster in comparison to Control Point. So, one thing that gets a lot of teams is like, you do not actually have a lot of time because this thing is ticking fast.
Yeah, and they definitely have to be careful of that animate on their rotations. Either Kowalski has to use the Suzu or they do have to take that extra second to wait it out. But looks like they're going to start slugging it out again.
January is going to be ulting into the backline of Ryder, and it looks like they are just going to opt into not popping any ultimates in return. Cork did have his, and he typically would use it to try to survive, but going to be holding on to it for the next point. Welcome to spectator mode, Dex. I know you've been here before, but we hate it here at the stream because I can never tell what the second point is on Flashpoint until the teams go towards it.
Yeah. I was going to say, you can kind of pick up when the announcer calls it, but unless you are hardcore into the game, yeah, you have no idea.
I have zero clue what the names on this are. I barely, well, not barely know. I know better like control maps if you tell me like Lijiang Control Center or Gardens. I know that, but you tell me the names for this. They have names?
Nanoblade and Rally.
Nanoblade and Rally is going to be popped, but Echo is going to find two, even with 50 HP, not going down just yet. Right now, Grizz trying to get the better of Echo, but Echo puts up that deflect to keep himself alive for a brief moment and gets the better of him. And team kill does come through for the side of Manhattan.
I do like Ryder's chances of coming back, though. They did force both Supportals and Blade for Cork's one Rampage here, and then come back with the other 4. I would really love to see that they don't pop all 4 here, and we'll see if Alphan can get the win off the one Death Blossom. It'll be a very interesting fight coming in here. Already holding the choke for January.
Kowalski is going to be leading the charge with the ultimate. Kitsune is going to guide you, but the die is going to be coming through as Lasers tries to take that high ground, but it's not going to be her positioning, actually. Wait, I'm getting that wrong. Who was the die even for?
It was for Ryan and Lasers, but Ryan got a really good boop away from him.
Ah, good heal from Ryan. But right now, Ryder seems a little bit in control. Cork trying to like look around to avoid some headshots as he was out reloading, trying to help his team as best he can, keep his head on a swivel. Right now, Jungle Queen's in a duel. The duel fates, as some would say, but right now, what's it called? January actually has the ultimate to keep himself alive. He had his team return to the fight and keep him up there, but now Cork is on that same situation. These teams are having a bit, it's like an interesting neutral, but the ultimate is going to come out. That boot keeps him around the corner, and it actually slides him into the directly into Sarza, and right now he is very dangerous. That anti onto him keeps him pretty low. As Builder Brig was next to him, he doesn't get any healing until just this moment, and it doesn't matter as his whole HP bar is going to get drained at the last second anyway.
Yeah, Manhattan really struggling with the fact that not having Suzu gives Quark incredible value with that rampage there. You got to be careful though. Both support ults online for Manhattan as they push back into this fight against the 2 DPS ults of Ryder.
Now, what I've seen so far from Zarza, although the ultimate is going to come online, he typically holds it for his buddy that is Echo, who is almost his ultimate, but with Sojourn ulting online, everybody is going to get slowed down a little bit, looking for their opening, looking for their picks. They find it onto Soj, and that nano does come through. He doesn't even need the blade with it. Instead, he's just going to dash through the side of Ryder, and right now, this point might go to Manhattan. Like I said, there's not a lot of time when this thing ticks. It might be 20% left, but that's like only 10 seconds.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting if they do actually get the touch. It looks like the Lucio may be going for the touch here. Oh, the rollout doesn't work.
He does touch it just in time,
get
just barely 99%, and it is going to go, but the overtime is going to burn out, and the Kitsune is going to guide you to nothing, but the point is going to go over to Manhattan anyway. The ultimates are going to be burned for both these sides, the Blade, the Kitsune, and we are going to the next point anyway. Ooh, that was a bit... That was iffy, because I wish Ryan, he did touch it at the last second, but with him immediately just running away, overtime burns down. If he just like sidestep off and sidestep back on for a brief moment, Ryder would have had the opportunity to get to the point, but instead we are coming over to this, whatever this point is called, the inside building with the overarching bridge. That's all I know. But right now, January is going to be getting pulled down, and the ultimate is going to come out from Cork. No Suzu to cancel out any of this. All damage permanent while you are purple. Cork and January and Double do go down. Double kill for Cork. But now it's the DPS combination that is going to be looking to take out this support line of Ryder. And Kowalski is going to fall eventually. Right now, Cork looking to do as much as he can, but he's not going to be finding a lot of value. As Manhattan start off with this point.
Yeah, the supports went down early in that fight, and that's really what hindered Ryder from being able to take that extra aggression into the other 2 DPS. Looks like Cork starting this fight early. We'll see what they can get going with the DPS playing main here.
The ultimate is going to come through for the side of Manhattan, but Suzu is going to cancel anything out, but it's not going to cancel out the death that is soon to follow. Echo and Sarza in January finding the kills that they need to stop this push. Ryder needs to die real quick if they really want any chance of getting this point in their favor, because if they stalled it out, they would have been in dangerous territory. Coming up onto last fight territory, this might do it for this map. We might be going to a map 5 shortly, team, but it's up to Ryder if we extend this just a little longer.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for them coming in here. We'll really have to see how much value they can get out in this fight and trade out.
The dragon is going to become me, and that dragon becoming me is going to be Grizzly finding one, finding two. Cork is going to be finding the others on the side. Grizz looking for the support, but not finding it. He lands exactly on Sarah's head, and he cannot control his aim when that character is running right below him. I've been in that situation. I know it's pretty hard, so don't worry, Grizz. I'm not actually blaming you. I'm just pointing it out because it is difficult. Right now, Cork is going to be looking to progress up here to try to stop this side of Manhattan. Instead, he is going to get caught out, but he's actually going to be living through the die. Not quite just yet, but Ryan is going to be falling for it. He has 9 HP, and he goes for the X. January with a little team bag, a little toxic, we see, but it might be warranted as Manhattan is looking to bring this map, this entire series to map 5. Rye Guy does beat to try to get onto the point, but he does get booped off, and Manhattan is gonna take, what is this, New Junk City? Gonna take New Junk City and bring us to a map 5.
Yeah, they got a little too aggressive there onto the back line, and it really gave Manhattan the opening they needed to come back in and take that last fight. They really had the ultimates to come back in. I don't know if playing safer would have done anything against it, but all I know is we're going to a map 5, and I'm very excited to see what gets picked.
That's very unfortunate for Ryan to die with beat there. I'm pretty sure Manhattan knew that that me Lucio had beat, so they probably focused him. But I'm so excited for map 5. It's escort, not escort, hybrid.
Hybrid. We did do escort earlier. Manhattan opting out of the hybrid map and going escort for the first time. We see that as map 2. So this is quite interesting. Y'all get to ban hybrid. Manhattan actually gets to ban the map. And I really don't know what Ryder's hybrid map of choice is. I just know everybody likes Kings Row. So don't ban
That's true.
Kings Row.
Yeah, I would be expecting them to pick anything, probably anything that would be linear is going to be very good for their Junker Queen composition. Yeah, as we see Midtown, that's relatively linear. I would be very interested to see if we do see the Kings Row here. I do think that would play very well for Ryder. But there are a lot of other maps that would very much lend over. Now that I think about it, I don't think there really is a fully dive-centric map that is for escort. Maybe you could say Ike with really the high ground and the castle. But other than that, I feel like Junker Queen really can be used on every single hybrid map that we could be picking here.
I think most hybrid maps have like a little bit of everything. Like Eichenwald, that second point can be dive centric, the Kings Row first point, and then it just becomes like rush heavy and whatnot. Very linear at some points. So I really like the design of hybrid maps. I always liked Kings Row, always liked Eichenwald, always liked playing on those. But throwback to the good old days when I used to play myself, we had the terrible game mode of 2 CP. That was never fun.
No. I remember the 8-8 Volskaya games just to draw it at the end. Those games were not worth it.
And I know I've mentioned it. We're going Eichenwald. And I've known I've mentioned it plenty of times. We didn't even get a prod R this time, brother. We're going straight into Eichenwald. I've known I've mentioned it plenty of times in decks. I don't know if you heard. But speaking of draw, Anubis going, I think it was 6 points just to draw at the end. Ryder Sienna back in regular season one time drew on that map and pushed us to a map 6 after drawing on some other map too. It was mind-numbing to play for like 2.5 hours with Sienna that one time.
Was I there?
Yes, you were.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure you were.
Maybe
I know Nourishment was there. 100%.
I might have been there then. I think I was.
Yeah, having 2 CP in the map pool was a wild time, especially since you can draw on like 3 different maps.
Bird.
The addition of push in Overwatch 2 did kind of take that aspect away, but there still is the possibility of a draw and possible map 6 in the series nowadays. But I have yet to see it. Can anybody else bring us to a map 6? Make it happen.
With this game, I would love to see it.
With the way Ryder has been playing constantly in these past like weeks, where they constantly go to a map 5, if anybody's going to do it again, it's going to be Ryder. So nobody could take it away from Ryder going to map 6. I mean, Sienna shares that right now. But will Ryder do it with someone else? We will see.
Yeah. Big pull by Port going in here. That's big.
God, no supports remain. Alfan needs to just die as fast as he can, and he does just that. January going off to the point. Gonna be joining the dead Omnics down there. I think there are. No, it's just the building. Never mind.
Yeah, that was a great catch by Pork on that rotation from the backline. Really capitalizing on them not having any sort of speed to get them through quickly. And one of the big things is, like, no one really truly understands how mentally taxing a 5-map series is. With Ryder being used to it, we'll see. Oh, as I say that.
Alfan getting the head of Ryan, immediately going to fall, but Cork is not deterred, going to be going into the backline immediately and revenging his little froggy boy. But January doing the same. Kowalski analysis, what just happened? Oh, you dead because January came into your backline as well. Lasers not getting the better of Echo this time around, and Ryan returns to the fight, but he is going to fall eventually, and it looks like Manhattan is going to start the push onto point 2.
Yeah, both tanks really trying to do the same thing there, trade out the backlines. I think Echo just was able to capitalize on the tank making space a little bit better than Grizz there. But as we see, both teams trying to pie for this high ground, where Ryder already has that inherent advantage as defenders. Now Fan goes down early.
And immediately that means rush to go on to the entire rest of his team. That is Manhattan. Cork is looking to get an axe, big one onto the back line, but it's not going to do much. But with that rally being popped, Cork really wants to deny as much as he can, popping his own ultimate to deny all forms of healing coming through for a brief moment. But he is almost going down himself, returning to the fight. 36 HP in a dream, and a Brig shows up and whips him one. And Echo finds the head of Kowalski and dashes through Ryan. And right now, Manhattan, once again, on the push, and Lasers needs to run. Instead, she just opts to fall.
Yeah, it was really big there. Cork did get the kill on the Ana as Nano Boost came online. It's just unfortunate the rally got so much value there. And they're looking at Nano Blade without a beat, so I'm interested to see how they decide to take this fight.
Cork once again trying to charge into the backline, getting booped away, but time for the reckoning is going to be coming from January to slow down this push from Ryder. They already got one kill, but it is traded immediately. Grizz getting the second. Are we going to go back and forth to trades once again? This is a staple in Ryder, and it happens immediately. Yeah, Cork gets the better. January gets the better of Cork, but Laser gets the better of Echo. And right now, Grizz and January in this castle. Kowalski joins the fight, and so does Lasers, but Lasers gets her head taken off immediately. January does not want to go down, and he does not at all. Kowalski joined that fight with a TP and gets out of it with one. Right now, Cork has joined the fight, but the problem is he jumped into 3. Kowalski now in a dangerous position. She gets found out, but she does get out once again. This TP is keeping her alive.
Yeah. January refusing to go down without a fight, taking out 3 and really giving his team the window to get back into this fight.
Looking at Alfan right now, trying to be sneaky, get these bombs. He is going to be tossing it out. He does have to turn away as he does get shot in the head, but he recalls, and immediately the beat comes in from Ryan. He's looking to do as much damage as he can. Ryan trying to get this pick onto Alfan, but it doesn't matter. His buddy Echo is going to be getting the kills, and Grizz is going to fall down at the last second, and so is Ryan. And Manhattan looking to siege this castle already.
Yeah, it was really unlucky for Ryan that Lasers did not get the beat when Echo came in, and that allowed Echo to get the dash resets and pick off Quark and continue the snowball from there.
4 minutes.
We'll see if they're taking it here.
4 minutes for the start of this push. That's a lot of time for Manhattan. What they've only needed is a minute for all these other ones. But can Ryder deny this push? It's Gumshoe time because she has the skin. Laser's popping the ultimate and she's charging in. As soon as she turns that corner though, she's immediately taken out. January is going to pop the ultimate and is going to find Raga, and Cork is going to be the last to fall. Manhattan looks to clean up this last point in less than a minute like I just said. But can Ryder contest at the last second? Does appear like they're going to do just yet. Brig Rally is going to come through to try to stop anything that that stun is very effective for the side of Manhattan. Lasers does take this high ground as she sneaks up here to try to do as much as she can. Cork and Lasers do aggress a little too far, and they almost have to run back to point, ignoring anybody in the back line. Potentially, Cork does get the better of Echo, and right now he is the only one. He has to stay on this point, but they do have good spawn advantage. Ryan returns to the fight. Alphon, no re. Tracer, no re is the common call, and is made, and Cork gets that kill.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice recontest by Ryder there, really showing their teamwork skills. When one person would leave, the other would take their place, and they were able to capitalize. And Cork almost has another Rampage after he used it for the recontest there. Really impressive work here.
No ultimates online just yet for the side of Manhattan. However, Alphon is going to get his. Not getting a lot of value with the Tracer Bombs in this entire series as a whole, as he is going to be going in looking to get one, trying to get multiple targets. Going up to this high ground, he is going to toss it out. Here goes nothing, and it gets just nothing. Lasers is going to be brought really low. Doesn't need the HP just yet. Echo is going to be taking down her sister in the back line. Meanwhile, Cork is going into the no man's land that is Manhattan's backline, getting the supports. The double nano comes through, keeps Sarza alive. That perk coming into play, I love that one. And right now, January is looking to finish this fight onto Kowalski, just taking her out with the ultimate. And round 1 is going to complete with Manhattan having 1 minute and 37 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, perks really showing their importance here. Court definitely would have gotten the kill onto that Anna there had she not had the double nano perk. I truly forgot the perks existed and thought they were going to die, and that would have been big. Killing both backliners with the Rampage would definitely allow you to continue to hold on that point. But we'll see. With 137 on the clock, we'll see if Ryder can full cap and bring us to extra innings in an already map 5 series.
Oh my god. Already late. I'm tired. But I am currently invested in this series. Yeah, forgetting that perks really are coming into play. Keep Sarza alive. And the other option would have been like headshot. So being good on him to keep himself alive and empowering his teammates to keep this fight in their favor. But right now, Ryder probably just gonna look to set up, get to the bridge, wait around the corner, call a 3-2-1, charge into the backline, and try to get some kills. If they could do another good job like they did on that first fight, this time in reverse, I think we'll have a quick Ryder take. Sojourn burns that one skill, which, I mean, she won't. 10 seconds is quite some time. She could have used that ult charge in this time. So oopsies on Laser's part.
Yeah, we'll see as both teams start to posture here. There's a Tord from Alpha in here, really showing off flexibility. Let's see how Grizz actually reacts to that when he tries to dash in.
Torbjorn has been a menace in these past couple days, especially with these perks. Either getting a tier 3 turret or a turret you could toss up to the high grab. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, he got the funny perks for sure. A lot of poking and trying to see who's going to make the first mistake here.
Echo getting kind of low, gets an axe to the face, but he has to dash out. Cork being Anteaten, not going to be doing anything just yet, plays it slow. He does get collapsed on immediately, but Lasers returns the favor. It is a tank for a DPS right now. Nothing else is going to happen. Ryan in the enemy backline having to wall ride his way back to his safety. But that safety is going to be met with a knife, and he is going to fall. And currently, January is going to look to aggress with that kill onto Ryan. Brought down to 300 HP. He is going to back up, play this a little safer.
Yeah, Ryan got caught with sleep from Cereza just sitting in the backline. He got lucky escaping as far as he did. But he has speed, and they have the Kitsune Rush here, matching for double support ults. We'll see how this fight actually turns out. There's Nano.
Nano is going to come through, and it is going to go onto Echo, looking to do as much damage as he possibly can. And it doesn't matter. He doesn't need this blade, as all of Ryder is going to get cleaned up, except for Ryan, who's just going to walk back into spawn. 2 minutes remain. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remain on the board for Ryder. They've still got a couple fights in them, but with how quick they go, they have at least, I would say, 3 fights. Ultimates coming online for them, so hopefully they can make this push happen. But the problem is Manhattan has ults to counter.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how each ult will come and try and counter each other. I'd say beat for Blade, but we'll see.
Kitsune is going to be guiding the side of Ryder right now as they try to get in there, but the beat is going to come through, and it's not going to let anybody die just yet. However, Lasers did fall early. January is going to be hopping the ultimate to try to shut down this fight entirely, and Grizz is the only one remaining. He was going to hide for a brief moment, and he is kind of stalling. I feel like he should have just let the turret lay into him and kill him real quick. Instead, he delays his death with that deflect.
Yeah, not getting the wave respawn, which is actually a very, very nice addition to prevent all the staggers. The big thing, I think Ryder will really enjoy having that fight come out because, yeah, now they only have the rally for the other 3 ultimates. Yep. Now Grizz should have a very easy blade coming in for the rest of this fight.
But that is if he does use it. Grizz has been very reserved on these blades, and it looks like he's going to do that. He is brought very low, so I don't blame him for not popping it just yet, but I feel like he should have led with it. 40 seconds remain. Ryder has one more fight up there in their pocket, and if they cannot pull it out just yet, then we are going to see Manhattan victory.
Yeah, we'll see. They do have the Nano coming back online here. What perk does Cereza have here? Only the bouncing grenade, so we won't see the double Nano come out yet. But there's nothing to counter Quark's Rampage here, and they're all stacked up. We'll see what he does.
He is going to be finding about 3 targets, and Ryan is going to be popping in here to try to help him, but the blade finally does come out. It's not going to be a beat blade, instead it's going to be a Rampage blade, and all that remains is Echo. Trying to just delay his death a little bit, might be the mistake if Manhattan wanted any chance of recontesting. But now Ryder has 2 minutes and 30 seconds to push this second point, but is it going to be enough time? Manhattan had about double the amount of time left. And yeah, just like 2 stalls and Ryder is done here, but can they make it work? But the problem is Torbjorn has these turrets in the funny spots, as he does have the sticky turret now.
Yeah, turret on the wall. There's a lot of new Torb spots that you have to be looking for now. And the ult banks are looking pretty dry for Ryder, while Manhattan is really coming up online here. They can get a couple nice fights. We'll see. They could be able to swing it. It'll be very difficult for them, though. Yeah, with Ryder going down early for Echo.
I switched to Echo and I saw what he was looking at. He saw the supports, he saw them low, he was hunting, he was waiting, and as soon as Ryan got caught out low enough, he made one dash and they were gone.
Yeah. And no ultimates used by Manhattan on that engage, so it's going to be really tough here. They're looking down the barrel of 4 ultimates if you're right here. Alphan dropping a smiley face in chat.
Yep.
But they do have double support ults plus a Rampage coming up here, so we'll see how Ryder decides to respond, or if they just let Manhattan use all their ults and then go back in just like they did to cap first point. That's like that turret.
Yilska is going to be coming in from Echo. He's immediately going to be dashing, finding the kills, gets Ryan, gets Grizz, but he is also going to be brought pretty low. Lasers getting the better of him, and this time due to better positioning. January going into the backline and not finding anything just yet. He does find Kowalski, and Cork eventually does fall. 40 seconds remain on the clock. Last time we were here, Ryder did win the fight, but they have a lot of distance to cover, so even if they win this one, that doesn't mean it's over.
That's very true. We'll see. Alphan's probably going to use his ultimate just to try and cut off any rotations, and Double has its support ult for when Cork decides to use Rampage. We'll see. Ryder does have all the building blocks here, so we'll see if they can actually pull it off here.
But Manhattan does have that good ultimate to stall and deny this area. He is going to be popping in. He's going to be booped into the sky, taken to it, and being able to place that ultimate as best as he can. Alphan is going to get the better of Lasers, and it is looking like this rally is going to be leading the team to victory for the side of Manhattan, as it does help keep the side of Ryder from touching the point. That whole fight was going on and nobody was able to even go near it, so it doesn't matter. Manhattan is gonna take Eichenwald clean as day, and we are gonna see, yeah, it's a 3-2 victory for them. Ryder putting up a good fight, and I cannot be mad with what they showed us, but this Eichenwald just did not go in their favor.
Yeah, they got on the wrong side of a couple ult fights there, and even on that last fight, I believe it was Lasers and Kowalski dying with ultimate towards the end, which wasn't ideal, but they showed a lot of fight there, and I really think that shows promise for the rest of their season moving forward. Hopefully being able to punch into the higher levels of the regular season, and even putting up in a fight to those that aren't fully expecting it or watching every game. They could definitely find their way making it to a LAN where only the top 4 are actually able to go, unfortunately.
Big unfortunate. I am gonna miss AC for these teams. Even if like I didn't go, like it's still a great experience. So sad that that won't be happening, but it gives these players a lot of like reason to strive for greatness and just be one of those top teams. So yeah.
No, I think Ryder had a great performance today, really showing that they can push the upper teams to their limits, really starting with the gatekeepers of Manhattan. I think that everyone does have to take Ryder very seriously, especially with how strong of a showing they had here tonight.
I do agree. How about you, Life? What are your thoughts on the series as a whole?
That was amazing between Manhattan and Ryder. Ryder started off a bit like iffy, but then, as you said earlier, they gained their footing. They became stronger. But I think maybe going to map 5 tired them out. They ran out a bit of juice.
I know I sure
Yeah.
did. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah. Any other closing thoughts, Dax?
Not a whole lot. Just I'm very happy we got a really good game and it went 5 maps. That's all any great viewer would love to see. And I'm just glad that everyone was able to show their best performance tonight, and makes me excited to see how the teams will put on for more games coming in the future. Really shows that there's a lot of parity no matter what number of the rankings you're in.
I like the current competition that the MAAC has. It is very exciting compared to previous years, in my opinion. This is the most competitive we have been, so it gives us games like this. Ryder going to map 5 with, say, Iona, Niagara, and even Manhattan. What's next? Quinnipiac? Mount St. Mary's? It's scary what Ryder could do right now, and that competition is lovely. Once again, this series was won by Manhattan 3-2, being pushed to the limit. Ryder doing their best to try to get in there, but just falling short on Eichenwald. But we are not done just yet, as everyone knows when you're here, we give both teams MVP of the match. And we're going to start with you, Dex. Who are your MVPs for Ryder and Manhattan?
For Ryder, I would probably have to say lasers or quarked. Reliable overclocks or just the clutch factor of quarked. I'd probably have to go with lasers for just consistently getting 2, 3 picks with every overclock. This ends now that really applied to every fight. And for Manhattan, I'd probably have to say Echo, really just going in every single dive. It seemed like they were getting 2, 3 picks, even if they lost the fight. Really putting the team on their back in a lot of those kinds of situations.
Good reasons, good reasons. And now my turn. I am gonna have to actually choose somebody who I don't think a lot of people notice outside of the mishap on Coliseo, and it's not gonna be Corked. I'm gonna highlight Ryan. Ryan specifically going into this team, Manhattan, just like how Corked is known to only run Drunken Queen, I only know Echo for Genji. That Genji blade constantly is going to be coming out. Later on, they chose to go with the nano blades, but Ryan was always there with the beats to counter it, except for that one instance on Coliseum. We don't talk about that. He was just on point. It didn't matter. As soon as the ult came out, Ryan was ulting. So it's just perfect. I like how good he has become as a support because watching him grow from what he used to be either late beats or not even beating at all to just being hearing like enemy Genji, boom, he's pressing Q. I really liked how much it supported his team. Was it always perfect? No. Sometimes the blade did get kills through his beat, but the fact that he did all he really could and the enemy team still played around it. Like, it doesn't matter. I like what he did. He did his best. He did literally everything he could because there was nothing else he could have done other than not press the button. So, good job for Ryan. He's going to get my MVP for there. And for the side of Manhattan, I'm going to just give it to January for dealing with that wheel for so long. Showing excellence on a good amount of these characters, but falling flat to work with his team was the issue. But showing his skill across the board was amazing. I would have loved to see the D.Va as a D.Va player myself. I know Dex would have also loved to see decent D.Va gameplay as he struggles with that character, as he has told me in private before. Now it's on the public, but yeah, January gets it for me. So yeah, and now, Life, who are your MVPs?
Okay. So for Manhattan, it's pretty, I don't want to say pretty easy because they all did it really well in their own ways. But for me, it's also going to be January because I did enjoy the wheel. A little disappointed because he did not play Reinhardt more than once. And the one time he did play Reinhardt, it was just him on a grand adventure, just off in the sideline. He told me that he was going to pin someone off the map, and then
The closest
didn't.
thing he
So
got was the pinning himself off the map.
yeah, but like that wasn't what he promised me, so I'm a little disappointed. But I love seeing Reinhardt no matter what. As a Rein one trick, I love Reinhardt's. And then for Ryder, it's between two players actually. One player is Lasers and the other is Kowalski because as Drax said said before, Laser was constantly getting those two picks, constantly showing up, doing the consistent damage and doing her like job amazingly. I love her. But for Kowalski, she kept on getting that like one opening pick like right away. Like every time they load into a new map, new point, Kowalski's there with the first pick and just hitting pretty good Suzus. Some not so good, but a lot on the better side. So I gotta actually give it to Kowalski.
And a well varied amount of MVPs going around this time, not just sticking it to one character as we all typically like to do. So good show of skill across the board. All of us able to see different highlights of different characters. So yeah, good job for both of these teams. Once again, Manhattan wins 3-2. If you're still sticking around, thank you for joining for the cast. But I think that's really going to do it for us. No other comments, guys?
No, just great game.
Good game.
Amazing.
All right. And that's going to do it for us here. Thank you for joining the stream, everybody. And that's going to do us for us tonight as it is late and I need to go Betty bye. So I'm going to say goodnight, but you two should also say goodnight. So good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change.